Hello there, my sheeple. I'm playing music in the background. If you can't hear it, well then, I'm not sure why, but I like it. I'm home alone tonight, so I'm posting this Saturday, I believe, but I'm recording it at the night of Friday. And time for episode 4 of Map of the Scrybe. I'm going to be a little bit more chill today, so I might go a little bit slower, so this video might be longer. So if you're not into long-form content, well, you can go scroll shorts. Always good. Or if you like longer content, you can play me in the background and I'll yap away. So let's get straight into it. Episode 4, Map Rules and Events. Maybe items if we have time, but this is going to be a longer video, so I'm not sure. Okay, let's get straight into it. Okay, the map. The most main part of this whole game is one of my favorites personally, since I did make a physical drawn version, but I also made a pixel version, which I will show right here. Pretty dang cool. And I also made the physical version that it was based off of, which I'll also put right here. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I've always liked the design. It is based off of Inscription, obviously, as this whole game is basically just a big mod for it, which, by the way, I should probably tell you this, that I actually have a pixel art account, which I know is kind of like a really random art website, but it is actually pretty good for what I'm using it for. I'm trying to make cards and get my ideas down some form of way that's not physical, since... Ew, ads. I think we all hate ads here, right? These YouTube ads are getting insane. That's why I'm just gonna... Hold on. Okay. Got it. Took a solid second, because, you know, these ads are getting insane. Sorry, YouTube. Not really. Let's get straight into the map. So the map consists of what you saw there was about 6 main lands, 2 minor lands, and 1 large outer ring, which pretty much just sums up the whole map. Yeah, that's totally the end of the video, guys. Thanks for what? No. Okay. These lands actually do have their own lore outside of that of what you experience in the game. It's not only you walk around the map and fight people. No. These lands that you are traveling on actually have, like, story along with the characters that are on them. Example. The first land. Not technically the first, but, you know, lore-wise, the first. The Land of Magics. It used to be called the Land of Spess, actually, meaning, like, the Land of, Heart, I'm pretty sure that's what it means. I don't know, you have to double check. This is where Magnificus is, and it's just, like, in the game, it's like a ton of scattered islands, what you saw. It's pretty cool. The Shoal Dead, basically just saying, like, people that are dead religious, like the religious people that have died, Shoal Dead. It's just a word for dead people, basically, like a grave, almost. This is where Grimoire is, judging by the fact that it's about dead people. The reason why she is there, actually, is because Magnificus suggests to Grimoire that she goes there because the occult was staying there after moving away from Spess and the outer islands, because they wanted to practice their occult properly. Pretty cool. Next one is not my personal favorite, but a good one overall. The Teverous Woods, I cannot pronounce it. Basically just saying the Dark Woods. It's Latin. This is where Leshy's cabin is, and the cabin's older than Leshy. It's actually older than all the scribes, and it has seen many different types of uses. I'll get that into the lore section, but the cabin is actually kind of really important to what the scribe even is, and brings up the question, who is the first scribe? Since technically, I always say Magnificus, the first scribe, and everyone is like, yeah, but this other guy was found, this other item was found, what do you mean he's the first? Shouldn't there be others? Maybe. Tower of Tech. Pretty simple. It's just a giant frickin' tower of electricity. And originally was just a pile of black soot that kind of came out of nowhere. No one really knows where it came from, but it was also called the Wasteland. No, it just had junk in it, basically. It was like a, if you know Plastic Beach by the Gorillas, it's kind of like that, except without the color. Except it's not stacked up that high. It's kind of flat, you know. And that was just a massive tower. The Malus Aur, which is Latin for the polluted air, it reeks of death, and all you hear is like a typing sound, like you're at like a keyboard, for some whatever reason, totally. The land of Grisco, which is the land that's not good or bad. It's kind of just at peace with the world, and it doesn't really care. It's where the Harvest resides. Also, the land of Malus Air is where Nifox resides, and Tower Tech is where PO3 resides. The first 4 are just inscription bosses, and the other 2 are obviously my custom scribes, which I got it. Is that an earthquake? I think it's an earthquake, guys. Ooh, very scary, not really. The events, pretty dang important. Most of the events are called controlled events, meaning you can decide when they happen. Obviously, the ones you don't control are called like random events. And random events are not necessary, but they can give you opportunities to give you foil, items, and cards, which are really good if in like early game. Okay. The controlled events, there's a big list of just controlled events that happen, or can happen, or you can choose to happen, obviously. Card Bleach. One of the, after describing the ad, as I said, it's very late in the night. Once the Scrybe Magnificus is defeated, you unlock the ability to remove one sigil from a card found in the library of Magnificus, but it costs 5 foils to do so. I think I worded this a little weirdly, but basically after you defeat Magnificus, you could go to the library of Magnificus, which is in the Tower of Magic, and you can pay to remove a sigil from one of your cards in your deck. It's like a random sigil. Pretty good if it's like a bad sigil that you got. Like bomb. It has bomb and it explodes. Boom. Which I guess would be pretty good. Card Sacrifice. Once the Scrybe Grimoire is defeated, you unlock the ability to kill a card and remove it from your deck. In return, foils are given. But you must leave the main island to get there, which cost foils to do, roughly about 5 or 8 foils. So it's technically totally free for you to just sacrifice a card. But it costs you foils to basically get a ship there. So, it's kind of like a, how much will this card give me, and will I get more if I go get rid of it? Pretty smart, in my opinion. Stones. Once the Scrybe Blushie is defeated, you have the ability to leave the main islands. That's not true anymore. I probably should get rid of that. You can just leave the main island whenever you want, basically. But the stone events is when you sacrifice one card, putting one card's sigils onto another, basically. If I were to have something with aging on it, like just using inscription terms right now, if you know inscription. If I were to take a card with a certain sigil, I could kill the card and put it on a different card that I want the sigil to be on, which is always good to make cards more powerful, OP cards. Fire. This is technically in the game as well. Also, Stones is in the game. Card Sacrifice is technically in the game with the Bone Lord thing, but it's different. A little bit different. Fire. After 3 Scrybes are defeated, after every battle, you can find a group of survivors around a campfire and add +1A or +2H to any card. +1A basically means +1 attack. H obviously means health. So you can either add 1 attack or 2 health to a card. You also have the option to do it multiple times, but there's some risk of the card being eaten. So you could technically keep on adding +1A, +1A, +1A to a card, but it has a chance to just die and get removed from your deck entirely, which can be really bad if you want to have a really OP card and you've been working on it for a while, so it kind of evens out. Card Scanner. Once PO3 is defeated, you have the option to go to a scanner for a price. of 10 foils, this is worded weird again. You have the option to go to a scanner. You have the option to go to his scanner. For a price of 10 foils, you can make a copy of a card of your choosing. Although the copy may not be exact and mistakes can be made. So, it's kind of like Goobert in Casey's mod. If you ever played Casey's mod or ever played Inscription, there's an event where you can copy your card almost exactly, or can be exact, where he paints a card, and he could make mistakes. This is the same thing, except PO3 and his card scanner thing, which sounds a lot cooler in my opinion, because side characters don't really do much in this version, except for have a lot of story and lore and be the build-up, and basically teach you how to play the game. Okay. Elixir Bottle. Once Nifox is defeated, you can find the trader on the main island of Malice Air and buy an elixir bottle that adds a random sigil to a card of your choice. So, it's kind of like, of course there's more ads, but that's fine. I'll just skip it quickly. So, once you defeat Nifox, just like all these other ones, you have the option to go to the trader that is at the... Everything's going on in my house that is not supposed to be happening. So you can add just a random sigil. So instead of like something like Stones, where you have to kill a card and put a specific sigil, it's just a random sigil, but you don't really have to do anything except for buy it, and it's pretty cheap comparatively to just add a random one. But it could be something bad, it could be something good. No one really knows. It could be something like Brittle on a super low power card, which wouldn't be good. Okay, this one, in my opinion, is actually the coolest. Faith. Once the Havist is defeated, you go to a subordinate Medius. If you have an open sigil slot on a card, you will put the sigil Altar on it. It will cost 7 foils to do so. So Altar, I haven't gotten to sigils yet, but Altar basically, when, if you watch the cost video, when you play it on a certain side, it will change to a different card depending on what side you play it on. So if I were to play a card that's like not a Havist card, it would actually still change like it is a Havist card because it would have Altar. And I should probably tell you this as well. Stones, you can't put Altar onto other cards. It's like blocked. It's kind of like unseen sigils. You can't put them on others. There's also some other sigils you can't put on other cards. But this actually like expands the game extensively with just this one sigil being able to put on. Since technically you could take something like a wolf, put Altar on it, and instead of being like a wolf on light side, it turns into like a diseased wolf or something. I actually haven't even written all of these yet, but I'm hoping I could find out with some cool names. But diseased wolf sounds pretty dang cool. And that would be like the dark version, and the normal wolf would be the light version. And that would be for all the cards, so you can already imagine with like 200 cards, it basically just doubles automatically. Okay, mycologists. The mycologists live in the Mushroom Island. If you have 2 of the same cards, you can pay 15 foils to put them together. Basically, like, just combine them. And as this is known as the mycologist effect. And if starvation is set, it costs 18 foils. So all these technically do scale with starvation. I just haven't written them yet, since, as I said, this game is a work in progress. It's not just there yet. But it is pretty extensive, even just for not being fully there yet. Okay. Blank card. When given a blank card, take your whole deck, shuffle, draw 3 random cards face down. Flip over 1 card at a time. First card is your cost, the second is your attack and health, and the final one is your sigils. So this is like Death Card in Act 1 of Inscription. Except instead of when you die, it's when you are given a blank card. So there's a boon where every single time you win, not every time you win. Is it every time you win? I don't even remember if it is every time you win. I think it's every time you win. Hold on, let me double check it. Yes, it does seem to be every single Yes, it is. Okay. Every single time you win a battle with this certain type of boon activated, then you get a blank card, and this event happens. Pretty cool, because it's adding more effects with the actual game, which I always love adding. That is basically it from what I remember. That's the full video. I hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, well, then why'd you watch it all the way through? And if you did, please give it a like, please subscribe, and that's about it. Goodbye, my sheeps. Merry Christmas.